Hello, party rental owners and other people interested in the rental equipment industry. This video is going to show how to prevent overbooking for your rental products using rentalsetup.com. What you're looking at on the screen is a bounce house webpage, where customers can place an order to rent the featured bounce house. Since this video is about overbooking and inventory, let's look at the jobs view page to see if this bounce house is already reserved for a future job. The jobs view page says that this bounce house is booked for 3 days, December 28th to December 30th. Just for your information, I wanted to show you that you can view your jobs on a map and a calendar. Click the Jobs Map button at the top to view the map. Now, to view your rental jobs on a calendar, click Job Calendar View. I'm going to click on the job we just saw in the Jobs View page, just for a demo of the calendar. Now that we saw that there's a job for the bounce house between the 28th and the 30th, let's see what happens when we create a job that would be in that time frame. I'm going to go back to the bounce house product page and start creating the job as a customer would. After entering customer information such as phone number and email, I will click on the Continue button. Now, for entering the date, I will select a start date for the 29th because that is between the 28th and the 30th, which is the day range that this bounce house is being used for another job. Notice how the job went through for the date. That's because the inventory check setting for this product wasn't turned on. I will show you how to do that soon. After refreshing the jobs list page, you can see that the job for the 29th we just created went through. Now, to change the inventory overbooking mitigation setting, we will go to the Edit page of the product. On the Edit page, scroll down to the Inventory section. Click on the Inventory tab, then click on the Inventory Overbooking Mitigation setting. Now that the Inventory Overbooking Mitigation setting is on, the next time a customer places an order for the bounce house on the 29th, the order won't go through. Let's go back to the product page to see the job rejection in action. Entering customer information. Now I'm going to select the start date as the 29th of December. Do you see this dialog that checks if the item will be available? It wasn't there before. The dialog is shown because there's only one bounce house in the inventory and the overbooking mitigation setting is on. On the Jobs View page, we see that there are only 2 jobs for the bounce house between December 28th and 30th. They were made with the inventory check turned off. You saw before that the job didn't go through for the 29th. If I increase the number of bounce houses, the job will go through. To increase the number of bounce houses in the inventory to 3, I will go to the Edit page of the product. The current amount of inventory for the bounce house is 1, which is the default for simple-priced rental products. I will change the 1 to a 3 for inventory, which will allow the job to go through for the 29th. Now I will go back to the product page to see if the job goes through. First, the customer has to enter the contact information. Now we will create the job for the 29th, which is between the 28th and the 30th. Now that the inventory is 3, the bounce house will go through since we have only 2 jobs for the bounce house. You see the dialog? It checked to see if there was enough inventory for the date requested. Since it's available, it allowed the continuation of the job creation process. So far, you saw how to change the inventory. You also saw a job being rejected because there was not enough inventory for a date. Let's go further and see what happens when a different pricing style is used, and there are multiple items in a cart. This product has a simple pricing style of $100 per day. This chair has a price discount pricing style with a quantity input. You can see here that there are 14 chairs in inventory. Now I'm going to add this bounce house to the cart. Now for this chair product, I'm going to add 20 chairs to the cart. There are 2 items in the cart. The overbooking and inventory checks will search for both products at checkout. The inventory and overbooking check will take place when the customer enters the time for the job. To get to the time input area, the customer has to enter their details. For this demo, it doesn't matter when the user enters the time. I just wanted to show you that it will detect each item in the cart and identify any issues. You can see that the dialog box shows up while the system checks if there are any inventory issues. The system determined that there won't be enough chairs for the customer, so it's asking the customer to remove 6 chairs. Now I'm going to remove the 6 chairs by entering 14 for the job. Now I'm going to submit the job again. It's doing the overbooking and inventory check. It passed the check since we added the number of chairs we have in inventory, not more. Let's see the successful job submission on the jobs list page. Here you can see that both items are in the cart. The job needs 14 chairs. I can click on the magnifying glass next to a product and a job to see which jobs have the product. You can see the 3 jobs that have the bounce house here. In this video, you saw how to set the settings to turn on the inventory check and how to edit the amount of inventory for a product. Thank you for using rentalsetup.com to build your website with us. If you want more videos, go to our YouTube channel and subscribe.